your head, pick up your body, get on the bus, it's time to party. It's Gregory. It is a Saturday night, Gregory. Take your socks off and take your pants on. Get in the car and drive on.
Ooh, we got two guests who are both running late, and by sheer force of will, they've changed the time of this podcast. This thing was supposed to start at 9. But for you who don't know what time it is on my time, it's 9:41. They're both going to get here at 10. And what day is it today? Friday?
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's Friday. So as you can see, I got my NFL winners hat on.
Yeah.
KFC, big fan, always have been. Now that they won, I was in my glory. Did you watch the big game, big dog?
I did watch it.
Hell yeah. Who won?
The Chiefs.
Is that this pant?
Yeah, that's that hat.
Hell yeah, dog. That's why I was going for him the whole time. I'm going to put an F on there.
Yeah, you should.
KFC. I'm a fan of the Kentucky Fried Chicken. My little chicken, my little Wiccan. I am speaking to my dad about the problems that I had as a kid. I'm a new kid. People would think I could rap. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, yo,
Yeah.
Bloomberg. Is that your last name?
Yeah. Max Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you one of the Bloombergs?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad owns the city.
Can you get me a beat?
Yeah,
A beat that is royalty free, of course.
of course.
Royalty free, of course. Can't pay for it. I want to try to rap before they get here. Can we try to rap?
Yeah.
I've never tried to rap. I might probably try to rap lots of times, but I'm in a big rapping mood, and I got so much to talk about. Then I got to, all right, so here's what we got to on the docket today. I got a big docket.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to look up something, right?
Yeah, the beats.
Yeah, you got to look up a beat.
Yeah, I'm going to find one.
On the docket today, I got to tell you about my Matt Damon. I got a Matt Damon story. He played for the Mets, right?
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
Who's that? Who
played-
was on the Mets?
Oh, Lenny Dykstra?
No, not Lenny. I know Lenny. I call him Leo. Leo D.
I met Lenny Dykstra years ago.
Why?
He was gonna. Do you remember the Bagel Boss guy,
No.
the short guy who like screamed at a woman in
Yes.
a bagel store?
I 100%
in
remember
Long
the
Island?
Boss, yeah.
Well, do you remember that he was gonna fight Lenny Dykstra?
I did not know that.
Yeah, and they did a event. They did a warm up event at Stand Up New York,
Oh my god.
and Lenny Dykstra fell asleep in the middle of the podcast because he was probably on pills.
Oh man, because you fuck your back up playing baseball.
Yeah.
Matt Damon was a baseball player. No, Damon. Jimmy Cramen. There was a baseball player named Damon. I'm not crazy. I'm gonna look it up. Now that I got the internet, I'm in fucking control. I don't need you for shit anymore. Damon, baseball player.
I looked up Mets Damon, and they were like, "Do you mean Matt Damon?"
Baseball. Johnny
John-
Damon,
yeah,
bro.
Johnny Damon.
Oh, this guy had a beard. Oh, that's fun information. He had a beard. Johnny Damon is an American performer, professional baseball player from 95 to 2012. He played for Kansas City, my team.
Yeah.
Is that what this hat's for?
No, that's the football team of Kansas.
I think that they should do both. I think that sports teams should have one set of athletes, and they're the professional for all of the teams,
Yeah, that would be cool.
right? Maybe we do a new thing where it's like, okay, our boys play all the sports.
Do you want the beat?
Yeah, hit it. This song's about sports. This beat seems kind of sad,
Yeah.
but that's okay. Does it kick in, you think? Oh, hell yeah. And this is royalty free?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Freedom over fame.
Freedom over fame.
Freedom over
Baseball's my game. I like to play it. I sit on my house and I play baseball. That's right. I throw a ball at a bat. Whoa, come back at me, bro. We got to take the teams and we got to make them one, right? So you play baseball and you play football. Is that rhyming?
Yeah, it's ball and ball.
Ballin', bro. We ballin'. So here's what we're going to do with this beat. Now with this beat, right? So you get a bunch of dudes who are the best athletes, and then they play basketball and freebeats.io. Shout out freebeats.io. All right, let's try to rap. I taste good. I eat myself because I'm made of skin. Everything you eat is made of skin. Sometimes you don't ever eat the skin, but all the big hearts come from within. You gotta buy a friend, a new friend. Slavery wasn't always bad. You see, no one talks about the good times we had when people were buying friends for friends. The bad rap. I mean, what? I said bad rap. I mean, what? There we go. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, we've had some issues with the fucking HDMI cord. We got to replace that.
We gotta get new wires, dog.
Yeah.
I was really starting to feel that too, though. We really got to upgrade this podcast. I got to make some money, bro. What are we doing? I got a $12.99 Amazon Space behind me. I got my KFC hat that I got for free. Cover up the fact that I'm going bald and I'm completely gray, dog. Are you laughing over there, or what are you doing? Oh, you're jiggling.
I jiggled it to see if that would make a difference.
Nice, I think it did. Get me back. What were we talking about? Okay. All right. What'd he say?
Freebeats.io.
No, that was part of the rap.
Okay.
I wasn't asking you a question.
Okay.
It was rhetorical in the rap world. Rap world. Max, let me tell you this, Max.
Yeah.
The rap world loves a rhetorical question. Like, how you feeling? No, I was actually asking you how you're feeling. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
No, I was rhetorical, man. You fell for it again. Buy a slave, but not really a slave. It's a friend for a friend discount. You know, you got lots of friends that don't got friends, so you buy a friend a slave friend, but you treat them good, and it's not race related. That seems like that idea might be hated. Oh, rap is pretty easy, if you ask me.
Yeah, you're crushing it.
Oh, boy. So, I got to take my Matt.
Get this beat untapped for free at free.
All right, hit pause. We might come back to that, though.
Yeah.
Sweet wire, though, dog.
Yeah, fix it a bit, I think.
Yo, here's what we got to do. We got to do research on our guest. Because we got to, all right, so let me type in. Today we got this guy, Henry Sir.
Yeah.
He's a good friend. He's
going to walk in and his name's going to be just on the...
Oh, no, don't worry, I'm looking it up on my computer.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. He's a comedian, writer, musician. We'll have to dog him about that.
Yeah, we'll get more beats.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get some debut album Challenge available here. All right, we should check that out. It's called Challenge. It's available on his website, which is henrysircomedy.com.
We could, when he puts his headphones on, we could just start playing his music don't even say hi.
No, we'll get flagged.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but can you look it up? Maybe I could just say the words to him. I'll try to work in his songs. Yo, pull up his music, and if he's got a playlist, send it to me, and I'm going to work all the names of his songs into a sentence.
Okay.
That'll be hilarious. Let's see. Henry is a Canadian basketball player gone comedian, actor, and writer. Based in L.A., well, he moved, so he needs to update his website. He can be seen performing throughout the U.S. and Canada. All right. Henry is known for his outrageous enthusiasm and unrivaled energy. And sarcasm. Okay, he needs to figure out. It says, and energy, period, and sarcasm. We're going to have to go over his website. Although I'm one to talk. My website's trash, bro. He is tall, and people appreciate that. That is true. He is very tall. Here's a photograph of Henry bringing his signature energy to the Magic Castle in Hollywood. Oh, he's just standing abruptly. How do we see his music?
I don't know if they have the lyrics online.
It doesn't have to be lyrics, just if he has like some kind of music album.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm on his website too.
I found his Spotify.
Did you? Is it his comedy?
I think it's the music. I think it's the album.
Really?
Let me see. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Let me pull it up over here. Ooh, Henry Sir.
Inner monologue, deaf crowd, wife tattooing our dog.
You sure that's not
It says songs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Henry Sir. What's the name of the album?
Chalant.
Well, that's his comedy album.
I think that's what it said the music was.
No.
Debut album, Chalant. Oh, okay.
You're the worst producer.
Where's his music then?
God, I love you. Ooh, Badass Man. Maybe this. I think this might be him. Maybe not. It's got 84 plays, so this might be it. And it's only got one. But I think it might be a joke.
Oh, okay. Road Rim music video?
I hate comedy. I hate my life.
I found his YouTube.
I love my life. All right. Well, let's who cares? Well, he'll be here soon. He said, all right, maybe we should just get a,
Do you want to talk about before they get here, your dad at the open mic?
no, that was a nightmare.
Yeah, what's it?
It wasn't a nightmare. First of all, again, I want to say, we didn't talk about the big game. Let's talk about the big game. You watched the big game?
Yeah, I did.
What was your take?
It was it was a pretty bad game for like the first 3 quarters.
What made it bad? Were people like screaming and cursing at each other?
No, that would have made it cool. It was just low scoring. Just no one scored in the first quarter, and then it was like 3-10, and then it got close, and then it went into overtime. But people are saying that it was rigged.
Yeah, of course it was, to get Joe Biden to be president. I heard that.
Yeah, that's I think probably true.
Man,
I think he's
Joe-
going to be president now.
Oh, I know. We're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
You know why we're fucked?
Why?
I don't know. I don't
Did
really
you
care.
see
These are all-
Jon Stewart's back?
Yeah, and I thought he was great.
I thought he was amazing. And then the libs
I know, these
fucking
libs.
went after him. And it's like, dude, this is why you lose.
I know, because you have to be able to shit on the libs. I'm a lib. You got to shit on the libs because they get too anal.
Yeah.
You got to release the valve.
Yeah. No, it's just like what they're like, oh, he's making like a false equivalency that they're both as bad. It's like I think he makes it pretty clear that he thinks Trump's worse, but it's
course.
that they're both old. And I think he points out the hypocrisy of Trump doesn't remember anything either. I think he did a good job, but to ignore the fact that Biden's old and losing it is just like,
Right.
how can you live in that world where you can't acknowledge it or see it?
Yeah, I'd like to switch subjects.
Okay.
I want to talk about this show I did, which also I'll put on the Patreon for people. What do you think about that? You think they'll like it?
I think they'll love it.
All right, but I don't know if it's good because I didn't watch it. So I've been doing this thing. I don't know if I mentioned this last. Did I mention this last episode? The thing I do where I go to the open mic very high.
I think you've mentioned once on a previous episode of, I don't know if you said you were high, but that you did go to an open mic.
Oh yeah, no. So I've been doing this thing where I have an open mic that's right by my house,
Yeah.
and I just get it's about 10 o'clock at night, and the open mic's at 10:45. So I get super stoned, and for 45 minutes I just write whatever jokes I can.
Yeah.
Whatever things I think are funny. Then, while I'm still high, I continue to get high. I'll then do the open mic high and try to do those jokes, whatever they are. So I've been doing that. Now, I haven't been using any of those jokes in my act because I wouldn't look at them. I just was like, this is just for me. And I thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't remember a lot of the jokes anyway. So then I did a show at Grove 34 where I was like, Grove 34 is a place in Astoria.
Yeah.
They'll let me do whatever I want there, which I kind of love that place. They'll just
Yeah.
be like, man, Greg, he said to me, Greg, you can do whatever you want whenever you want, which I love. So I like a guy who respects the fucking king.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna book a show and I'm gonna do all the material that I wrote when I was high. And he was like, I love it. And so how I booked the show also was I just said, I went online, I went, who wants to do the show? Let me know. I wanted whatever maniac to message me. And I just gonna put everybody on the show. All the maniacs. I wanted crazy people.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was one guy I didn't know messaged me, and all my friends messaged me who were actually pretty good. So we ended up having a great lineup.
Yeah.
And then I went on and I did all of this really high material and just kind of like searched through it and found it. Oh, I think that might be our guest.
Yeah.
Which one? I don't know. This could be Henry Sir, or this could be my other friend from comedy, Mr. David Drake, who's a dad, and I love that guy.
I knew him back in Chicago.
Who? David Drake?
Yeah, he probably doesn't remember me, but we'll see.
Yeah.
This was many years
Oh,
ago.
I'm gonna bring it up to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him pay. So I did that show, and I put that set up. I'll put that set on the Patreon. If you want to join, you can check out that set. It's a lot of crazy jokes. I wonder if I have any on my phone. I think our first guest is here, so we'll just. Who's this? Oh, it's the ever illustrious, the tall as hell. You know him. He's a musician, a comedian, a writer with his debut album, Chillant. I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. I know it's Chillant.
Hey, bud.
I'm being fun.
How are you, man?
Henry, how are you, buddy? I'll tell you this. You are a tall one.
6'5", baby.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really stand up straight, but when I do, it's 6'5".
You got to fix that, bro.
What do you the posture?
No, you got to get a metal pole and put it in your pants. Force you to stand tall.
No, it's brutal. I have terrible posture, but yeah, should be taller.
Yeah, but no, because you try to crouch to be like the rest of us.
No, exactly. Yeah. And I look at like tape from like a set or something. Like, oh my god, I look like Smeagol. It's brutal.
Do you like how I decided to put us directly next to each other
I do.
in the most awkward way
Yes.
of the podcast ever?
Prefer it. I would hate it if I was across from you eye to eye.
It's like we're at a bar. Well, I'm looking at you. You're looking at you.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Look at this guy just staring at you.
Hate it.
I pulled
Hate
up your website because I was going to try to quiz you on your website.
Oh God, it's
I'll tell you this.
updated perfectly. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it says you live in L.A. currently.
Oh yeah.
It also says you have unrivaled energy, period, and sarcasm.
You're goddamn right. And a master of punctuation.
You want me to fix this for you?
No, man. I think that I feel like that. I mean, I know it's grammatically incorrect, but I feel like that was probably intentional. Unrivaled energy and sarcasm. Sucks.
I'll be
Brutal.
honest. I have no idea. I'm not very good at grammar,
Mm.
but I feel like you write the way I write.
Yeah,
I think we're very similar people.
I do too.
You know,
I've referenced you to my wife several times.
during sex.
Oh yeah,
That's what I.
screaming your name.
Greg also has low self-esteem. Not even the way I would want it. You're a musician.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Mainly guitar, but I started I started playing drums, and I guess the first instrument I ever played was the violin, but I didn't like it, and I wish I stuck to it so I could read music. But I think because of that, I have a bit of a knack of like just picking up instruments and figuring them out. So actually, I've got to a point where I can play quite a bit. Like I also play a little bit of piano. I was figuring out the banjo before we moved, but mainly guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play music at all?
Yeah, man. I'm in a band called Night Cream.
Actually,
You want to hear some of it?
yes,
Yeah, you do.
I really do.
We have a hit song called Mr. Go Down.
What do you play?
I play the voice.
You sing.
Well, I auto-tune myself.
How did I not know this?
Why would anybody know this? It's a very embarrassing thing I do.
No, man, that rules.
Let's check it out, huh?
I
Please.
can pull it up on here.
Yeah, let this idiot pull it up. That's this idiot. He's producer. I'm very mean to him because he's been fucking my wife for 3 years.
Hey, man,
What are you gonna do?
what are you doing? That's a great logo.
Yeah, I made that myself.
Did you?
Well, I paid a guy $45 to do it. But I mean, Warhol used to do it too. I didn't make the beats. This guy Rumi made the beats. It's this. I don't want to. I'm very embarrassed to play this for you.
No, this is.
We did this. Next DJ.
This is incredible.
We've never been able to play it live because I can't remember the words. Because we did it all in one take.
That's amazing.
You want to get on a Night Cream jam?
Would love to.
You got guitar and violin or drums?
Definitely no violin anymore. I've good guitar would be the most accessible.
Okay, but I'll say this.
Yeah.
You don't know how to play violin. I don't know how to sing.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
got
that
on-
makes it better.
I mean, I'd have to go buy a violin then.
Oh, no.
I don't want to buy a fiddle.
You what kind of guitar you got?
It's it's an Epiphone.
Ooh.
I've always when I was younger, I always wanted a white
Les Paul?
Gibson Les Paul.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not getting a Gibson, but there was the Epiphone Les Paul, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this. So I have that, and then an acoustic guitar. I think they're out of Quebec. It's really cool, actually. They just make these really well-made guitars called Seagull, and they just don't cost that much, but they're really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, an acoustic and electric.
That's pretty dope. I would
Yeah.
love to have you. I would love to play guitar with you.
That would be. Do you play guitar?
No. You play guitar.
Oh, okay.
And I sing.
Yeah, I would love that.
We could just riff.
That would be so fun.
Man, I wish we had a guitar here.
Oh man.
Oh,
me
no,
too.
we would. But, we can't take Gnome's guitar because they don't ban me.
He's like proficient with music too, right?
Proficient means standard or good?
I thought I meant like exceptional. I mean exceptional. He's
Pro.
like technically really good, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. That's what I've heard.
I just taught myself, so there's not the technical aspect, but I've even just seen like photos of some of like the chords he's doing. It's like Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah, that looks complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you? I have 2 stories. First of all, I love that pumpkin tattoo.
Thanks.
I'm
man.
a big Halloween fan myself.
Yeah. It's my second newest one, but yeah, I got that. Yeah.
I want to get a tattoo that says, "I'm getting a divorce," and I'll just cover it with, a bandage.
Oh yeah.
And then if my wife ever does anything, I'll just say, unravel that.
Way ahead of you, babe. Do you have any tattoos?
Well, when I was 18, my brother was supposed to draw me a Spider-Man tattoo, and I'm still waiting for it. I'm 42 years old. But I wanted my first tattoo to be drawn by my brother,
That's
who
cool.
is covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
And he refuses to ever get his shit together to draw
Really?
a goddamn tattoo. But first of all, I got 2 things to tell you.
Love it.
One is I have a very long story that I was going to tell before you got here, so you might have to just be here for it.
I would love to just be here for it.
And the other thing was, this is a quick one. So I was broke my whole life. I'm broke again. But there was a time where I wasn't broke,
Yeah.
and I got my first writing job, and my dad told me he would always say this thing. He's like, he always wanted a Les Paul, a Gibson Les Paul. Always wanted a Les Paul. So I got a job on the break. There was this show on Netflix, and that was the year I went from making $7,000 a year to $150,000 a year. You can't even imagine what that's like.
Good.
It all went right up my nose, brother. No, I never did cocaine, but I guess I'm too old for that now. That being said, so I was like, to let my dad always said he wanted one. So I went out and I bought him, that's how I know about Epiphone, because I did all this research, but I got him a Gibson Les Paul. It was sunburst color, so it was like an orangey, whatever.
Sexy.
I bought it for him, and he was mad at me. Because he was like, why did you do this? I don't know why. Oh, we might have another guy here. We might have our other second guest.
Let's go.
This is crazy. You were both. Oh, wow. He's going to be even later. I love it. This thing was supposed to start at 7 o'clock.
I'm
I've been
so
sitting here
sorry.
with Matt. No, don't be sorry. I was kidding. But
Okay.
I forgot that you're the guy. You're like me. Well, we can just make ourselves hate each other.
Oh yeah,
Hate it.
100%.
Hate ourselves.
That's all I've been doing tonight.
Don't.
No, I did the like you do a spot and then go. You have to get to another one pretty quick, and then looking, it's like, well, if you Uber or if you take the train, it's gonna be roughly the same. So I'm like, let's just play it safe. Let's take an Uber, and then that for sure took me 10 minutes longer than the train would have taken, and I wasn't like that mad, but in my head, I was also pretty livid.
Yeah. No, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's truly the worst.
Because they're like, you always feel too like every club's going to be like, well, we'll never work you again because you were a minute late.
No, exactly. And then I get there, and they're just like, dude, it's fine. Don't
Everyone
stress
loves
about
you.
it
You
now."
know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's really nice to hear. That's good.
Well, I think because everyone loves me and we're the same.
Yeah, there you go.
So
exactly.
they
I don't
love you,
know.
too.
I've been talking a lot of shit about you every time. I'm planting a lot of seeds.
would you do that for me? Would you, not that, wear a wire and talk to people about me so I can find out what they really think?
Yeah, just burst into everything. What about Greg? Huh? What's going on with him?
I would love that.
I would you actually? What if I just told you like I collected a lot of info, but I didn't give you one way or the other? Like I gave you no notion of what it would be.
Yeah.
Would you actually want to hear it?
What I would want was I want you to show up in a trench coat, of course. With the envelope, and you
Yeah.
go, I have the results, but I don't think you want to hear them.
Ooh.
And then I'll just forever live not knowing which one of my friends betrayed me.
Do you think you would listen to it after that?
Here's why I wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy.
Mm.
But here's the thing, right? That's that part of your mind that says no one likes you.
Yeah.
That isn't real.
No, totally.
Here's the thing. People, one, I think if you're talking about me, they'll probably say nice things.
Yeah.
And two, they're probably not talking about me at all. Nobody gives
Right.
a- That's the thing, is no one's probably talking.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely do strike me as the guy where if someone's like, "Oh, fucking hate Greg," we're like, "What the hell did Greg ever do to you?" But no, totally. I know what you mean though. You just it's a weird thing where like I don't think it's a narcissistic thing where I think everybody's looking at you but for whatever reason there's just that thing that's if they do think about you, it's probably negative when
Right.
in reality they, yeah, like you said, didn't think about you at all. What are you stressing for?
Also, it's like, I don't know, that kind of hurts too. But no one's thinking about me?
Yeah, that actually I was thinking while I was saying that, I was like not being thought of by your friends doesn't sound very nice either.
James Madden had nice things to say about you.
Oh yeah?
You know who that is?
Yeah, I love James. He's the man.
Well, he didn't say love.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with James.
Okay,
I will fight him though. No, James is great. I get he's one of those guys that just whatever he says cracks me up.
Can I ask you this?
Yes.
Do you have a wild temper when you're pushed to the edge?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yep, I knew it.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Does this make sense to you? Where it's like I don't think I have a short fuse, but there's times where I just don't think my fuse resets. And then there's certain little things, specifically for me, if I'm playing sports and it's actually being officiated and the ref, this sounds oddly specific, but like when I snap, it's always with this. All of my anger from all these other things that lighten the fuse. The ref, like, because I played serious basketball stuff, and if the ref got the call wrong and then was an asshole about it, I would, not every time, but there were a few times where I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't agree that I would do that.
Mm.
I will tell you that I'm not allowed to play sports
Because you're a nut.
because the last time I played basketball was 2 or 3 years ago, and I punched a guy, and he was on my team. So let's just
How does that
The
happen?
guy was being a dick. So one setup, he talked some shit about a friend of mine who had just died.
Ooh.
So that was in there.
Yikes.
So it's fine. But I'm like, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were playing, and I'm not good.
Sure.
Look, if I would have tried back in the day, I probably could have been good.
Mm.
But I'm overweight. I'm
Right.
tired. I'm just not. No one showed me how to shoot a basketball,
Yeah.
so I don't know any of that. So I'm not
Yeah.
very good. But it was a comics game. We're all playing
Oh,
we're all,
it's a comic.
it's all comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like an open mic guy.
Mm.
And he was like, Ron, you gotta fucking hit those. And I went, yeah, I'm not gonna.
Oh,
because I don't know how to play. I don't know how to do this.
man.
And then he just kept
Uh.
shitting on me. And I started screaming, I'm like, fuck you, man. And he was like, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, what the fuck you? I'm like losing. I'm like, fucking, like, whatever. And then I think I've told this story before. And I hate it because this is the things, I'm not embarrassed of anything. This I'm embarrassed of.
Mm.
Because this, I don't like when I lose it.
Yeah, no, it's very embarrassing.
You
for
know,
sure.
I don't want to lose it ever. And I'm like, I believe, I am a hypocrite because I believe in, I am a pacifist.
Yeah.
And I believe in nonviolence
Mhm.
in any circumstance. That being said, if I snap, I'll fucking kill somebody.
Yeah, dude.
So I don't know how to
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. I want to be a guy who goes, I'll never ever get into a fight.
Yeah.
Violence is never the answer. Unless you say something about my mother, then I'm going to break your fucking nose.
No, dude, I feel that, man. Jesus Christ. I know. There is something very embarrassing and just like I just feel ashamed of myself
Yes.
when I snap. And it's happened a number of times. And there was progress. This is actually kind of funny. The other night, I got invited to go be an extra on a guy's flag football team. This team, Sean Murphy's team. And some comics are on it, and I guess like
Love Sean.
they haven't won a game.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
And we go, and I'm like, yeah, I've never played flag football. That sounds awesome. We go, and then the other team's an all women's team, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I was like, oh, this is like the nerd's nightmare.
Yeah.
But and they're taking it like serious, doing like active warm-ups. They have literally like the quarterbacks in the NFL with the plays on their fort.
I
Like
can't play with these people.
it was insane. It was a little much, but I was also like, okay, well, so we can still like we're going to go like compete with them and stuff. It'll be fun. They score a few touchdowns. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get destroyed. Then,
Wait. This was Sean Murphy's team that was doing this, or who are the people you were playing?
no, the women, they had like coaches there,
Here we go.
and they're like adults, and then they score a few touchdowns on us. I'm like, man, we're about to get dusted. And then by the end of it, we're winning by like 50, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But so I had so much fun, and I think I'm doing like a great job of because I'm bigger than everyone there. But if I you go to get a flag, and if you feel like you pushed, I'm like, I'm so sorry, and they're like, you're fine. Then a guy who was watching asked me after, he's like, hey, we need another. Can you stick around? I'm like, hell yeah. Turns out they're playing the women's team again, and then all this point being is I had a moment where I almost got pissed in this game because the ref, I'm so used to basketball and like boxing out. So I think one time when I got open, I probably put my arm into one of them a little bit.
Right.
And then the ref's like, you can't do that. And I was like, what can I do? And the one gal was like, it's not basketball. You can't do that. But she said friendly. I was like, oh, my fault. She's like, you're good. Next play, I swear I didn't do it. But the ref's like, I told you not to do that. I was like, do what? And he throws a flag. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I genuinely don't know. This is the first time I ever played. He starts like rolling his eyes at me. And he's just,
We should fight this guy.
he's like a 17-year-old. And he's doing all this in my face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no.
You got to call me at that point.
Don't be the guy that's going to snap playing against the women's team. And then one of the women is like, stop being an asshole.
To you?
Yes. And
How
I was
you
like,
punch
what?
a woman.
And
How am I this
then I
person?
just started fucking throwing fists. I was like, what did I do? I don't understand what I did. And then one of the other ones looks at me. She's like, hey, and just goes like this. Just does the zip across her mouth.
Bro, this is why you can't play women.
I was so glad I calmed down, but I was thinking for a second, like this could go a few ways. I could just leave right now, stay and chill out, but I might start fucking losing my mind.
You have no idea where I'm at right now.
it
You're
was
telling me this story, and I'm like, get their names.
it was so
Because
frustrating.
I've never hit a woman, of course.
Never.
Of course, and I'll never, but I will show up to their house and fill it with horse
Oh
manure.
man, I had so many lines circulating in my
Right.
head of just the shit because I was a good shit talker, which might surprise people. But when the anger snapped, I like talking shit, and luckily I chilled the fuck out. But it was irritating, man. It was irritating.
Can we talk about this? It's a little personal.
I'd love
I
it.
think I got you. I think I got you pegged,
I think you do.
and I think it's because we're similar.
Yeah.
We are people who we know we're better than everyone else, but have such low self-esteem because we hate that guy, so we smash him down that he doesn't get to speak. Because I don't know, not that we know we're better, not like arrogant, but it's like I'm trying really hard to be a good person.
Yes.
You're not.
Yeah. Okay. That part. Yes.
And I'm working at this.
Yeah. You pegged me.
I'll peg you.
You pegged me. You're pegging me right
Peg
now.
you, bro.
You're pegging me. No. Yeah. That's something I struggle with in terms of figuring out what's the word, because I do know what you mean. Of like, it's not. It's like I don't know how I can have such an intense inferiority complex and even bring myself to say I'm better, but it also is like. Here's the thing. Is I think there's something to be said of, like we talked about last week, just acknowledging that I don't know, and that's okay.
Right.
And that I think there's a certain openness to that
Right.
that a lot of other people don't have. And that's very frustrating because I feel I chalk a lot of that up to sometimes just stupidity or selfishness or just thoughtlessness. And it's irritating. And it's like you said, we're trying. I'm trying to be thoughtful. Why is it worse when you're trying? That sucks. Does that make sense?
Because they're not trying.
Yeah.
Because no one else is trying.
Or like they feel like they don't have to, and we have to make such a concerted effort.
Yeah, and it's not that I think that I'm better than anyone else.
Yeah.
I know that better doesn't exist. There's no such thing as better.
Right.
There's no such thing as better.
It's all arbitrary.
There's younger people who will live longer now, so
Yeah.
they've got the thing.
Yeah.
But there is something to like I have a justice problem where I feel as though justice must be served.
I literally said when the other day when I was getting pissed at the lesbian football team, and I just told the guy on my team, I was like, I'm sorry, dude, I hate injustice. And I know that doesn't, but like that was, I hate when people around me are looking at me like, you're the problem. I can admit when I am, but in that instance, I was like, I didn't fucking do anything.
If someone does zip it,
oh
good night, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm going
man.
home. I'm going home because it's either that or I figure out a way to destroy you financially.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I start looking shit up. I'll go in I'll take money right out of your wallet.
I was all over their LinkedIn, trashing their walls.
I can't even, like, I'm going to tell you a general story that I think I've done a few times, but I can't even tell you the real story, but I know I've done this. I've gotten to a fight with someone at a store, like a Gap or something, whatever. Like it was like a whatever. And then I just steal something from the store because I'm like, well, you're pissing me off. Well, I'm stealing because this will not go unanswered. And I can't fight you at the register. So I'm taking this jacket with me.
I feel that, man. I feel
Justice must be served.
100%. I feel living in a city like New York and when I lived in LA too, a little, because you see so much just awful shit.
Yeah.
That there are those times where I'm like, stuff I normally wouldn't do. If I'm in like some rich neighborhood and normally I'm like, I wouldn't spit my gum out, but here I'm like, fuck these people and I'll spit my gum out kind of thing. But then in other parts, I'm like, no, actively try to not be that dude and be like better. But I know what you mean, man. I feel injustice of any kind bothers me a lot more now as I get older, actually. Because it's everywhere, God damn it. You know?
You gotta let go and let's golf.
That's so fun. I really wish you would make that a shirt. Are you gonna do that?
I keep telling myself I'm gonna.
Do it.
I know I got to.
That's such funny merch.
Max is so lazy. And you know why he's lazy? I say this all the time. Because he's so tired from porking my wife all night. It's very upsetting. It's not a great dynamic we got going here.
You're just in the other. It's 4 o'clock, man. Come on.
Come on, man.
I'm trying to get some sleep here.
I got to tell this story. Now, here's the thing I'm afraid about this story. There's a part of this story that I don't want to sound like I'm being braggadocious, but I do think it all comes together, so I kind of want to tell it. Now, I try to be a good person, right? So I try to do good things, but every time I attempt, it blows up in my face. Anytime I see like a woman crying on the street, and I go, you want to talk? And they go, get away from me, you freak, you know, or something. Every single time you hold the door, then they don't even look at me. And then I go, well, now I'm going to chase you down the street. Like it just never, helping people never works. So anyway, let me tell you this story. I'm on the train and there was a woman, I just see a woman crying. And I was like, I'm just going to go talk. And let me tell you this, I've done this so many times. And every single time it ends in them either calling me a weirdo. No, please don't talk to me. They think I'm trying to fuck them. So now going into that, I definitely opened this conversation with a bunch of weird things where I went, hey, I'm not trying to fuck you, but do you want to talk? And she kind of just like, was like, what? Oh, she was like, what? And I was like, it's okay. I saw she was crying. I was like, are you okay? Do you want to talk? She had a mask on. I really couldn't see her face. And she was like, no, it's okay. I was like, no, just talk. And I've done this before. So I'm like, no, don't give them an out. Because everyone's going to take the out. I was like, no, just tell me. You can talk. I'm a stranger. You don't got to talk to me. Just you can tell me anything. What's going on? And she was like, oh, my friend died. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, you want to see pictures of my kids? Like, I was like, I'll just try to like get that going. And she was like, oh, that would be nice. So I was like, okay. So I started showing her pictures of my kids, and she's like, oh, that's so cute, blah, blah, blah. We're talking, and she was good. And then she saw a picture. I don't know how it came up, but she found I did stand up. And I was like, hey, you having a hard day? I was like, you want to come to a show? Come to the show. I'll give you some tickets to the show. And she was like, that would be great. And then I went, well, I don't know if I can get her in. So this is going to go. So this is going to be a problem. This woman's friend died. Now she's going to get kicked out of the cellar. So I texted Liz. I was like, hey, Liz. And I just told her, I was like, I met a lady on the train. She's having a hard day. Her friend died. Is it possible I could get one ticket for the show? And Liz is laughing at me. She's like, oh, yeah, okay, of course. Wait, David Drake, let's see.
He's great.
He's going to come right in the middle. You know David Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I didn't tell either. I didn't expect both guests to show up, but sometimes
if we just fuck that.
well, people say that'd be fun.
The last guy I want to be in a room in. Please, yeah, I need to know how this.
Yes. Well, it's a long story, so I apologize.
No.
So, Liz says, yeah, she gets her a ticket. Then I'm like, fuck. I'm looking for every way for this is going to go wrong. So she gets in, and I go, all right, now I got to pay for this lady. You can't just like offer, because she covered her cover, right? Totally. So I'm like,
it's 2 drinks.
I can't just be like, fuck, now you got a bill. So like, I got to pay for this lady's fucking bill. And I'm not going to tell you, I don't want to say her name, but one of the waitresses, thems.
Okay.
One of the waiters.
Yeah.
I don't want to say boy or girl because I don't want to give it away,
Totally.
And I was like, hey, I just want to pay their check. And she goes, what? I'll just say I spilled a drink on them, and they'll comp the whole thing. That's like, damn, you're the fucking best, right? Anyway, she told Liz, and they comped the whole thing anyway. So then that goes away. Then the show's over, and I was like, wow, that happened. Like,
yeah,
I got to do a thing that was awesome.
That's
very
cool.
excited about.
That's very cool.
I really was very excited about that. Then I'm sitting at the cellar table. You've been there.
Yeah.
I paused. And these 2 drunk guys come up, and they're just like, hey man, you were so funny. I wasn't on that show, but they're saying like, you're so funny to everybody. And I look up, and it's Matt Damon. And I'm like, whoa, fucking Matt Damon, right? So I'm like, and he's like pointing, and he's like laughing. I was like, fuck this. I'm in a good mood. I pick up there's a sign on the cellar table that says for comedians only.
Yeah.
So I picked it up, and I pointed to it. I was like, sorry, buddy, but comedians only, right? And he was like, oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't see the sign. I went, it's a pretty big sign. And he's like, oh, he's like going with the fucking riff, and he's so funny, and he's with he's with Chris Hemsworth's stunt double.
Oh wow.
So they're like whatever, and like he's like, hey man, fuck you. Matt Damon's giving me the finger. He's cursing at me. Like,
is he just drunk?
He's drunk, but he's hilarious. Great. Like he's just hilarious and cool.
Great.
Anyway, we took a picture together. It was like awesome. And then I get on the train. So then my other friend, I'm always the guy who gives every comedian a story a ride back.
Yeah.
So I was first in the show. My friend was hosting, and I was like, you want to ride? And he was like, yeah, no. I didn't have the car. So I was like, hey, you want to take the train back together or take an Uber? And he was like, yeah, we'll split it. So splitting it, I can do that.
Yeah.
Taking an Uber by myself, then that just goes all my spot pay.
No,
like,
totally.
Well, what the fuck am I doing?
Brutal.
It's 2 or 3 in the morning, so I'm going to wait for him. The show ends. He was like, he's hammered. And he's like, actually, I'm going to hang. I think he was trying to bang somebody. And I was so fucking pissed because I was like, dude, I just waited all day for you. Also, now I can't do an Uber on my own. So I got to take the train. So I didn't get home until like 4 in the morning. I got to be up at 7 for my kid. And as I'm on the train, I'm just pissed. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, that ruined my day. And I'm like, wait a minute, that ruined your day?
Yeah.
And I was like, you had this moment with this person you met on the train. Which you like, it's like that was so great. Then you met Matt Damon.
Totally.
And now, because you had 3 hours going to bed late, it was like, this may have been one of the best days of your fucking life.
Totally, man.
And your friend who you love made a mistake.
Yeah.
And you're burning him. I was like, first of all, forgive the friend because he's just drunk. He's trying to get laid. Good for him.
Yeah.
2, it's one of the best days of your fucking life.
Totally.
So now I'm like, so it was just like a mindset for me to change, to be like, oh, no, change this mindset. Anyway, next morning I wake up. I get a text from my friend who I used to work at the Apple store in 2009. We worked at the Apple store. He goes, hey, Greg, man, it's fucking Dave. I know we haven't talked in a long time, but my roommate came home last night and told me she had a real New York moment. She said she was crying on the train and some comedian started like talking to her, then brought her to a show, and then she got to change her whole day. And he was like, he said her name was Greg Stone. He's like, "Are you going by Greg Stone now?" Like he was like laughing, and I was like, "Dude, yeah." And he was like, "Yeah." She goes, when she said your name, I was like, "I know him." And she was like, "You've seen his act?" She's like, "I've never seen his act. I know him from selling iPhones at the fucking Apple store."
That's crazy.
So how fucking crazy is
That's
that?
insane. What are the possible chances of something like that happening?
Right.
That's so cool you did that, man.
I'm not looking for that, but I appreciate it.
No, that I know you're not looking for it, but that's part of why it's cool. You know? Or not cool isn't the right word. That makes it sound like you're doing it to be cool, but that's just a good act you did, man.
Hell yeah, dog. I'm the best guy, bro.
You are.
So if you want to see more of these acts, donate to my Patreon at Patreon. No, but here's the thing, right?
I was hoping when you were saying you're a stand-up, you were going to be like, so I just, showed her my Instagram. Let's give me a follow.
Now, I
want
told
the
that
clip.
story, but did I tell that story because I wanted the credit for it? How come I can't have the credit for it?
No.
I need people to tell me. I need the satisfaction.
Yeah, I mean, like, is anything altruistic? Who cares, though? You did something good. Who cares? And if you do get a little bit of something back from saying, like, hey, yeah, I did something, and I think that's good. There's way worse things than that, man.
What I want her to do, I was going to message her and be like, hey, can you like make an Instagram video that can go viral?
Totally.
Then maybe I can
Good
get famous for
news
this.
movement.
Can you please do this? This always happens for
Oh,
the
dude.
losers. Help me out here.
No, I know, man. It
Look
sucks. It sucks when that thought occurs to you, but being so fucking warped by this weird thing we do. I won't. It's not that long of a story, but essentially, and the bar is so low in LA. But essentially, long story short, there was a guy like this, like clearly like homeless dude who looked like he was having a seizure on the street. And
Yeah.
people were just driving by him like he was a pylon.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got out and I was just like, "Are you okay? You need me to call 911?" And he just like crawled across the street, and I was just like waving my arms so no one would hit him. And then the ambulance came, and I left or whatever, and I was pissed because I was like, "How disgusting is that?"
Yeah.
And like, how low is the bar that I feel like I'm a somewhat decent human just because I stopped to help a guy who clearly needed help? But that thought, I was after I was mad at myself because I was like, that would have been sweet if someone was like filming it or something, you know? That would have been pretty awesome.
I know, man. What the fuck? Why can't we get a win on this?
Oh, it's fucking brutal.
Let me tell you. Well, I got a two-parter. I'm sorry. It's a lot.
Don't be sorry.
One is my wife and I, this is years ago, got off the train and I saw these red spots and I'm like, is that blood? And my wife is like, I think it's blood. So we were walking and it goes up the steps.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, this is crazy. This is a trail of blood. So then we follow the blood, and the blood went up the stairs to where we were, because we were going from, I think, the N train to the 7 train. It was like this transfer situation.
Yeah.
We go up, and we're like following this trail of blood. And then what does blood usually lead to? A human being laying in front of the people who take, the train people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, all right, we got to do something. 2 ambulance people, they run in, they grab the guy, they put him on a stretcher, they take it away. 2 or 3 days later, my wife sends me a message, or she didn't send me a message, she told me, this guy was he was the Craigslist killer. He was a dude who was going on Craigslist and murdering like one-night stands. And the reason he was bleeding is because when he stabbed people with a knife, I didn't know this, if a knife doesn't have a hilt, your hand will slip and it would it'll cut your hand. So a big thing with knife murderers is that their hands are usually cut because the knife, when you plunge a knife into somebody, it slices your hand up. And so me and my wife followed a trail of blood to the Craigslist killer.
What the hell?
Wild.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's
Yeah.
like something out of a weird movie where then you and your wife catch yourself in this, we got to get out of here thing.
Oh my God, is that?
The Stones on the, yeah, you got to go into hiding, man.
Yeah, it was a long
That's
time.
insane. When was that?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
That's insane.
Hey, Max, can you look up the Craigslist killer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is this guy? What's he up to now?
What if it was Max? What if the picture looks at him and it was a woman Max?
Oh,
Because Max had transitioned to hide from us.
nah.
I'm kind of stealing this from a joke that Max told me before the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you about that, Max?
Can you? Yeah, you can talk about it.
Max, I'm just going to tell you real quick.
Please.
Max had a friend who. Do you want to just tell the story, Max?
Yeah, I can tell it.
Because I feel like that's probably like.
Yeah.
Watch, this is gonna be the clip now. 'Cause this guy's always.
No, it was not a big clip. But I have a friend who there's this person in the comedy scene who's She's like a trans girl. But I found out that I went to camp with her, and we were like bunkmates. But we like lost contact for years, and then I met her as like a woman in the stand-up in New York. And I was on her Facebook, and I was like, I wonder if there's any pictures of her back before the transition to see if I know, just to see what they looked like. And I went back and just recognized my friend from like over a decade ago, and had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah,
What are the chances?
yeah, it was wild. But then
1 and 1.
There you go.
1 out of 1.
Well, that's most of it. There was also about how they were on American. They made it like pretty far into American Idol when they were 16.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like top 24.
Hey now.
Yeah,
Hey
and-
now.
It's
and
a
it was-
serious show.
Yeah, and it was because they always the judges would move people on week after week, and then when it got to the top 24, they the America gets to start voting,
Oh,
and they were the first person voted off when America had their say.
oh, believe you me, I watched plenty of American Idol. The first one voted off when America had their say, huh?
Yeah,
Just not liked. Brutal. That's
Yeah.
tough.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I forgot the ending of the story. There's another ending of the story.
No way.
I took notes today. I was trying to be good. And it turns out I think you're a guy I don't need notes for. Sorry to interrupt on you guys' other story. So my brother messages me yesterday and he was like, do not listen to this song. And he sends the song. And I'm like, why would you do that? And the song is called we'll
that
get
the
back to
guy?
that in a second. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're doing Quentin Tarantino on this. We're doing 2 stories at once.
Love it.
So my brother goes, do not listen to this song. And it's James Blunt, Monster. Have you heard this song?
No, I've only heard his beautiful song.
Dude, the song is about pretty much just about. So I gotta hear the song. 20 seconds into the song, I am bawling. Historically, man scream bawling.
Why?
Let me read you the lyrics.
Please.
Let me. James Blunt, Monster.
He's the You're Beautiful guy,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That song was very nice.
That was a nice song.
So this song, first of all, the video is just him staring into a camera, crying. The lyrics are, before they turn off all the lights, I won't read you your wrongs or your rights. The time has gone. I'll tell you goodnight. Close the door. Tell you I love you once more. The time has gone, so here it is. I'm not your son. You're not my father. We're just 2 grown men saying goodbye. No need to forgive, no need to forget. I know your mistakes, and you know mine. And while you're sleeping, I'll try to make you proud. So, Daddy, won't you just close your eyes? Don't be afraid. It's my turn to chase the monsters away.
Jesus.
Now, I'm a dad. I'm a
Yeah.
dad. I'm emotional.
Yeah.
I'm on the train, and I start crying. And some dude walks up to me and goes, hey, man, why the tears?
No way.
And I go, no, it's no big deal. It's this song, James Blunt Monster. And I was listening to it. Part of me was like, fuck it, say your friend died. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
you can't tell him a James Blunt
Are you a
song.
comedian?
Will you take me to a comedy show? And then he was like, and he just looks at me like, James Blunt. He was like a hipster. He was like, James Blunt. I hate to say it, but if he could have said homo, he would have said homo.
Yeah. I mean, but a lot of guys would, though, my friend. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but knowing the demographic of men out there, if they see another guy crying, is you're like the last guy you're expecting you're the last thing you're expecting the dude to say when something heavy happened in life is, I'm just listening to this banger from James Blunt.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
But I was trying to be funny, and I thought he would laugh. He didn't laugh. He just was like, ugh.
You
And he
should-
walked away.
This time you could have been the one crying and then been like, I'm a comedian. Come to a show.
I'm telling you.
Everybody, when there's crying, you can get them to a show.
Are you close to your dad?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what I want you to do is I want you to take the James Blunt challenge. We can't do it on the podcast because we don't have the rights. But I want you to fucking watch this video
Sure.
and just
Yeah. No,
see
that's fair.
it hit
Okay.
me.
I fully believe you, man. I'm lucky that I haven't had a crying on the train story yet, but I've come close actually once or twice through music. So
Yeah.
I do understand that part of it. Yeah, I bet with the goings on of the past year, that could be an emotional thing to watch. I'll take that challenge.
Take the challenge.
I'll take the JB challenge, the JBC.
We gotta take that should be the new ice bucket challenge.
I will take the James Blunt challenge. Just a bunch of dudes crying. Yeah, listening to that song cry.
Before they turn out. I don't know. Oh, our next comedian on the show, he's a very funny guy. He's joining us all the way from Chicago, but he currently lives in the very fun New Jersey.
Oh yeah, he is a Jersey guy.
He's one of the funniest. I think he's one of my favorite comedians. I love watching him.
He's great.
You're also one of my you're also one of the funny.
Thanks,
I make
man.
sure I give everyone the same compliments.
Yeah, of course.
I think you're a hilarious guy.
Thank you, man.
I also
Likewise.
think I shouldn't have booked two guys. I think you and me get real deep, but it's real fun.
Yeah, it's a goddamn shame.
But this guy, he's one of my favorite comedians.
Hey, man.
He's so funny. No, there's no pressure. Do you know Henry?
Yes,
Yeah, good to see
Oh,
you,
Hank?
man.
You know
Good to see
you.
you,
know me?
man.
I'm the G man.
Yeah, the G-Man.
Hey, your hands are cold, but your heart is warm.
Nice sweater, man.
Oh, just
Ladies and gentlemen, David Drake. Make some noise. Clap in your car. That's Philip Markov. That's the Craigslist killer. I found him on the street, but I didn't get any Craigslist.
I don't know who that is. There's been a killer.
No, there was a killer. It was in 2012. Long story short, I found him laying on the floor, but they ended up bringing him on an ambulance. Me and my wife found him. And
Wait, you found the victim of the?
no, not the victim. We found the Craigslist killer.
You found the killer.
Yeah, but
he was
someone-
just on the floor.
Someone had found him first, but we just got there as the police. Like this man was laying bloody on the floor.
Oh, great. All right.
Yeah. No big deal.
I have a lot of questions, but I'm like out of breath. I'm like,
No, take your time. Get warm.
I was like running down here, and I what is this?
It's a latte it's a latte.
A latte.
I try to say it funny because
You got
Dan
drinks
Cook.
up here? Do you got
There's
booze?
water in there. I could probably Max. What do you got? We have booze still behind the space.
There's beer in the fridge.
Yeah.
How good would a beer be?
Oh,
All right.
we
How
should all
good would a
have beers.
coldie be?
I came for the hang, baby.
Y'all want to get hammered,
Let's skull some coldies,
yeah,
boys.
I'm in it.
buddy? I'll
How
say
long
this.
have you guys been podcasting?
Couple married
Since
guys.
6 p.m.
Yeah,
Since- All right, you guys ready?
goddamn marathon.
Oh, this is great. Thank you so much.
Thank
very
you,
much, Max.
Mr. Max.
You're the man,
This is
dude.
huge.
It almost makes
This
me
is-
forgive you for the dirty things you did to my wife.
Oh, Max.
Yeah.
Up to no good.
Cheers, boys.
Hell yeah.
All right. I love you guys. This is a
Love
good
you.
crew.
Cheers.
This
This
is, what
is
I, This
great.
is what I want.
This is the new podcast.
Yeah, Henry, I've always thought you dress really well.
Really?
And yeah. You've got a great, you both have great mustaches.
You think I dress well?
Yeah.
Really?
I saw you the other night and I was like, God damn, there's star energy and it's
Oh,
your
God.
height and also your.
Really?
Yeah.
I
What
don't-
about me? We're wearing the same.
Yeah.
outfit.
Greg, listen,
Hell's wrong,
man,
dude?
we're
I got a black t-shirt.
we're good friends. No, he's
No, I don't.
yeah. Henry's not wearing what he normally wears,
No, I know.
but he does pull it better. He has a better body.
Well, it's true. I had 2 kids, and
It destroys your body.
it destroyed. I used to be sleek, slender, slim.
Really?
No.
Dude, I feel it happening to me just because I can't move around anymore. Like my daughter, you can't run. You have no time. You
Yeah.
can't exercise. So I'll do push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm all
Around
body
her.
weights right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
No
try to
kid,
show off
though.
to her.
Do I what?
You're showing up like, look, daddy.
Oh no, I
Push-ups. This is a real man.
I don't show off in that way. She always climbs on.
Uh-huh.
She thinks it's funny when I do push-ups. She starts to laugh and try to
Yeah.
ride me around.
That's cute. How old's your daughter?
2.5.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Sorry,
Uh,
I'm pulling up my.
I'll drink this gross thing too.
Yeah, bro.
That
All right.
does
I
look
love that you
like
did.
Latte backwash. Good for you.
Mm.
That's friendship.
Oh, you guys gotta come do my high show.
Oh.
I got this new show I'm doing
You get stoned?
at Grove 34. What are you pointing? at?
Oh, and you get high?
Well, I explained this already. I apologize, but the thing is, so I've been going to open mics by myself. And
Oh
getting,
no, Greg.
no. No, let me tell you.
I gotta go.
No, listen. It's different now
Oh.
because when we used to do it, we used to care.
Mm.
But now, I go. The open mics at 10:45. I go to QED. I get high out of my brain.
Yeah.
I write all these jokes high, and then I just do them immediately. So there's no time to know if any of them are any good.
Yeah.
But what's beautiful at open mics now?
A recipe for success.
Yeah, well, it's not for them. It's not for me. It's just for the art.
It's for nobody.
Right. But
Not
the
for-
people at mics that you don't know, but you remember, but you're far enough away now that you're good enough as comedians that you can go to an open mic and see the art of it. It's so beautiful how crazy these people are.
Hey man, I ran a mic for 7 years. I did mics all the way till 2020. I've seen the lunatics. I know what the lunatics are. I don't need any more of that in my life.
Oh, well, can I say, I did your mic in Chicago.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
In Three Dead?
Yeah, Three Dead Moose.
No, I'm sorry, can you stop trying to network on my podcast, Max? Like you don't have enough.
I can still get you up there.
I do know what
It's
you
still
mean
going.
in the sense of sometimes when you. I did what's the one in Royal Oak, Comedy Castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was there a day early, and then I had nothing to do, and I knew they had like some amateur, like a bunch of comics doing 90 seconds, and I was like, I'm gonna go watch that, and it was so cool because you could tell it was like 90 seconds of their like newer comics, but 90 seconds of their funniest ideas, and they were such funny ideas and so original. Now I don't know, like. The open mic scene I came up in Edmonton is obviously a lot different than here. So on one hand, I'm like, I totally think I know what you mean, but also when Dave was talking, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds lunatic.
I want a rebuttal on this. I want a rebuttal.
Okay.
Now, here's my rebuttal on you. One is 2020. You might not be far enough out, right? And I think in 2020, you were probably in a place still where you're like, well, you're probably still in this place today, but should I be doing this? I know you got kids, so we're the same. But like,
well, people thought I was insane because I would go to mics and none of my friends would go anymore. And I did it longer than any of my friends.
yeah, I mean, I took a year or two off. I also would do them, but also it depends on the mic because if it's a good mic, that doesn't count. You got to go to a mic. Like the dude walked on stage and he went, I haven't done comedy in 17 years. My wife has falsely accused me and I've been arrested 7 times this year. And I went, ladies and gentlemen, I took a breath. I went, enjoy this. And I sat back and I watched a crazy man talk about being arrested barely. He just doesn't know how to get the thoughts out. Then I saw a Japanese woman who doesn't really speak English struggle with the English language and also try to make jokes. And like, it was something.
Yeah.
Like that's something. And then I went on stage and I was high out of my brain. So I was one of them. You know, they didn't watch me and go, oh, there's a good comic.
They said, oh, there's another lunatic.
They went, there's another lunatic.
Yeah.
This guy's the joke I did. Can I run this joke by you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
They didn't get it. Nobody got it. My dad, I brought my dad to the mic. My dad came.
Oh, my God.
Well, no, because he did comedy. So my dad also did.
Oh,
so I had my dad
your
went on
dad
stage.
went up.
My dad went up.
That's
okay.
awesome.
My dad also used to do comedy, but he hasn't done it in years. So I just went on stage and man, I'm high. So you got to understand that this wasn't like a thing that I don't think it made. Probably will do it better now. But I just thought it's like other languages are other languages that I don't know are crazy, right? I just think that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you
It's
mean.
just
Yeah.
noises. It's just
blah blah blah.
it's just Germans people going
That is not German.
What is that? That went really.
That is.
Oh, did it?
It's Asian and racist Asian. Yeah.
I'll say this every time I do this bit, it tends to go into racist Asian. I don't mean for it, but it does. But then here's the thing: it's like I don't want to learn the language because then I lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that I hear. Oh, yep. I will argue again. I did hear it that time. That was racist Asian.
Yeah.
How does German go?
You want to know? Nine.
Yeah, that's kebab. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to hear that. I don't want to hear, "Hey, Daryl, how you doing?"
Yeah.
Because once you learn German, that's what you hear.
Uh-huh.
You know, like all flowers are beautiful. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear.
You just wanna hear
Nine.
angry nonsense.
Yes, that's funny to me. They didn't laugh. They got mad.
Wait, Greg, what's the joke you wanted to run by us?
Oh, that's what that was the joke.
Oh, so you went up after a Japanese lady speaking broken English?
No, she went
and you're
after
like, okay.
She went after me and gave me a look.
Like, isn't it crazy? She doesn't know how to speak my language.
Can you believe that's an actual language? What was that?
I'm so glad I don't know what she was actually saying.
I think that the Asian, and then I also think that everyone doing those language is a bit. I don't think it's real. I think one day we're going to find out that we're in the Matrix, and someone's going to call to me and be like, "Hey, Greg, the past 70 years, you've been on this game show. It's called whatever, and all those people you think speak other language. No, we all have one language. It's all a bit. You've been."
This is a wild podcast to just walk into. I feel like this is a trap. What do you think, Dave? What do you think about this Asian voice?
I was trying to do German in my defense. You think I'm a racist?
No, well, I mean, you're dating an Asian woman and you have an
stop.
Asian child.
Dating.
Oh yeah, you're
7
married
years
to
ago.
yeah.
Going steady.
You're. I think you guys are solid.
Yesterday was our wedding anniversary.
Mama.
How do you like that? How many years?
5, and we didn't do anything. Sweet.
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything for Valentine's Day?
Nope.
No.
I mean, we don't. Do you actively or not act? But you just not do it, or is it?
I mean, my wife is a great mother, so she set up like a whole little Valentine's Day station. So my daughter walked out of her room, and then there was like Valentine's Day
That's
things
cute.
around, and
That's cute.
and a new book and balloons and stuff. And so my daughter had a great Valentine's Day.
Having a kid
awesome.
makes it different. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have kids, and we don't. I'm so thankful my wife has no interest in Valentine's Day.
Hey, all married. Where's your ring?
Oh yeah.
Nice. We all got rings now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When
With our
our-
powers combined,
We create
none of us have had sex.
a woman.
Neither of you
Wait,
neither of you have congratulated me on my team winning the Super Bowl.
I didn't realize.
I didn't know that was your team. I was actually going to ask, is this like, why are they your team?
Because Max gave me the hat 5 minutes before we started the
There
podcast.
you go. Okay, so now,
You just
are
gave
you
me
a
the set.
football fan at all?
I like comic books.
Comic book
Not a
boy.
fan.
Yeah, I'm not really a football fan.
I give
Doesn't
him a swirly,
Cyborg
man.
play football though?
Yeah, I guess. Who cares, man?
Hey man,
No, I
gotta
like,
get into your characters' backstories.
I like football. I like sports when I have friends watching it. I love watching sports with friends.
Yeah,
I just can't get myself to watch a game on my own.
yeah. I mean, I like sports as like, but I'm not into sports. So
Yeah.
if a game is on, I like it.
Yeah. I
But,
love basketball, but I don't, and I used to watch like all the time, but now it's just hard to justify watching 2.5, 3
Yeah.
over hours of dudes 10 years younger than me playing a game. you know?
That's the big thing.
Yeah. I'm
When
watching
I-
children play a game that I wish I could play and make the kind of money they make playing.
I feel like you still could. You got the height.
I played college basketball. I was lucky that I
Ah.
got to play with guys like really good players and guys that never even had a sniff at the NBA. And were these 6'9" freaks who could do everything really well. Those guys in the NBA are nuts.
Yeah.
Pro athletes are nuts.
No, it's crazy.
It is.
Before we dive too deep into athlete, can I tell you guys my favorite open mic?
Yeah, I don't want to
lunatic?
talk about.
Yeah.
No, we can talk about sports.
I don't want to talk about sports. But
I-
before we switch, I do want to say that so far it's been 3 compliments over here and 2 negatives at me.
I'm sorry, but but only because I love you, and so my love language is, I guess, shitting on your appearance or whatever.
We go to the zoo together with our kids.
We do.
We have a good friendship.
That's
going.
amazing.
So it was a showcase, 5 minutes at Penguins in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
And so it's like a showcase for maybe you can host someday. And so we drove up from Chicago. Yeah, this was like early. And this other comic drove up from Chicago. I won't say his name, but he's like a vaudeville guy, like an old vaudevillian. And on his drive up, he found a dead raccoon on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, maybe I can do something with this or whatever.
Oh, no.
And then during his set, he got on stage. He had the dead raccoon, and he had a
Wait.
vacuum cleaner. Yeah.
A real dead raccoon
A real dead animal.
and a vacuum cleaner that he got from where?
I don't know. From he just had it in his car. He had a bunch of shit in his car.
Okay.
And so I don't know how he did it, but he turned it on reverse or whatever. So it's blowing air out as opposed to sucking air in. And the idea is I'm going to blow the raccoon up like a balloon.
Sure, that's not real.
But all he did was blow dead animal smell all over the club. And half the crowd was like throwing up and they left. And
no.
they told him to never come back.
And I usually agree with the crowd, but this time I agree with him.
Pretty awesome.
He thought it was going to go. What?
He thought it was going to blow up like a cartoon.
Is this got a mask?
Was this the guy driving?
He drove a different. He's
Okay.
separate from my
was
friend group. Old
That is
guy.
amazing.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
very weird guy.
God, comics are freaks.
Yeah,
trying to think
there's
of
a lot of those.
Oh, they're wild. Oh, my favorite story. This wasn't an open mic. This was a show I did.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well have been a mic. It was a show. There's 2 old women in the front. I'm with Anthony. The 2 old women we remember called them Beavis and Butthead because they looked like they had big high hair, and they were sitting there, and they're sitting in the front row. I went on. I don't know what I did. The next comic, his name was Starship.
Yes.
Starship. Me and Anthony go Starship. Starship goes on, and he just looks at them. He goes, "Look at these white motherfuckers." They're like 2 old ladies are like this, and they're like trying to laugh. They're like really into it. And then he goes. I'm trying to remember the exact. I don't want to blow the line, but he goes, "Oh, you white motherfuckers are afraid of me because I carry this." And he pulled out a box cutter and like almost right in their face. And then he goes,
Yeah.
"Ah!" She almost falls off her chair, and he goes, "See, you racist motherfuckers."
Oh my god.
And I was like, dude, you pulled a knife on an old lady.
Yeah.
Starship tried to slice an old woman.
Starship.
Starship. Which
So is it one word or like first name Star, last name Ship?
You know, the host just said ghost. He didn't say Mr. Ship.
He was
Said
never there at all.
Yeah.
It was one of high Greg's hallucinate. Man, I really fucked that.
I got it. We got it. I'll give you a laugh.
You hallucinated Starship.
Starship.
Love a stage name like Starship. That's phenomenal.
Open mics are amazing, man.
It's so I don't envy because coming from a place like Edmonton, it was one of those. There was a good show every night, but even the mics were kind of shows for the most part. There would be some that stunk, but it was one of those cities where you're kind of lucky enough that even the open mics had a bit of an audience, and you still knew lunatics.
Yeah.
But I think I remember the first time I came, way back to just visit New York.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really know what an open mic was, and going by one and be like, oh, like this place is crawling with the fucking craziest of lunatics.
Wow.
So coming up in that sounds, just based off my experience, coming up in LA or New York in the open mic scene sounds so hard. Just to be surrounded by like that kind of lunacy.
Yeah, man.
Fun.
One guy had a full. This guy Tom, he had a full. Like a ski mask, so you can only see his eyes and the bottoms of his nose, and
Oh God.
and then a trench coat. And I was like, certainly, this is where we all get shot. to
Yeah,
death.
Right.
Never took it off the whole time, and I was just on because they've never. It's crazy that they've never shot up an open mic.
It's
Truly.
so crazy.
Truly.
Like that's where you'd go, right?
Yes.
But they like you too much to kill you.
Well, it's like, I don't want to ruin the place where I get 2 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So there was a time in my career where I started comedy in 2001, but like 2003 to 2004, I bombed real bad, so I stopped doing comedy. And for 1 year, I did karaoke every day of the week.
I think you told me this.
year?
This is wild.
What?
Yeah, every day. And there's a lot more to the story that I'm not going to get into, but I do want to bring up that I had a crew that I was part of. I would see these other people at karaoke. They became my friends. There was like Larry-oke. There was they all had names. But there was this one guy who.
Wait, what was Greg?
Oh, I would either go on as
Shit.
I would either go on as Gus Dakota because that was like this whole thing. Gus Dakota. I used to go in character. It was a whole thing. I'll tell you this. I've told this story in the podcast too much.
Okay, all right.
I used to go as Gus Dakota, but I wouldn't. I used to go as you'd always want fun like Electric Joe and the Fuse. All
Yeah.
crazy names, whatever. But my guy was this guy, and DeVito remembers him. His name was Agent J. Agent J used to come every time to karaoke. Full black suit, sunglasses. He used to do the full Men in Black. He would do Men in Black song, the full dance. He never looked at the words because he had it locked. He did the full dance, and at the end of the song, he would neuralize the crowd. Then he would walk out. He would go into the bathroom. He'd come back in a cowboy costume, and he would do Wild Wild West.
Great.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
At every karaoke you went to?
he did it 5 times a week. I mean, this is what the guy. He may have been a little slow, but to me, he was fast because he was living his life. He was of the best life out there. I love this
Sure.
guy. And I remember I went up there. I was like, "Hey, man, I this is gonna sound crazy, but I was like, I want to book you." Oh, this is years later. So we had a show at the Creek in like 2000. I called him like 10 years later and was like, "Hey, man, it's Greg. I don't know if you remember me, but I have a show. I want you to come do this on the show." So he comes with comedians in the middle of the show. He comes out. He does both songs. Kills it. The crowd was like, not even a clap.
Yeah, of course not.
Why? It's the best.
I know it's the best, but you took a great thing and you ruined it by dragging it to the creek. You took like a moment and you tried to like bet. It's like how comics will try to set up an open mic in the middle of a restaurant.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like this guy exists in this pond and you
Yeah.
threw him in the ocean to the sharks. Yeah.
And I think I ruined his life.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, because that karaoke, that guy probably murders. He's a name. And is there a karaoke scene? Like,
Yeah, dude.
what's the? Is it just for love of the game? Because there can't be some like I'm trying to get to this. I need these credits in karaoke.
I used to find the karaoke contests, but they're all rigged. Every karaoke contest is the DJ knows who's going to win. It's their friend. They give
all
him the $500
politics.
It is. It's all bullshit because
All PC bullshit in politics and karaoke.
it's always some liberal, some it's they always vote for the
He's forcing diversity.
no straight white man ever winning.
I love shit like this though, like little pockets of
Totally.
odd humanity that just kind of exist. And
I think it's really pure. It's cool.
it's like people who just like love a dumb idiot thing and they just want to do it.
That's why if you didn't do comedy, you'd probably love the open mics more.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that.
I think in like a smaller city, if you could be an open micer, like I said, that where you're still kind of sort of doing shows, I bet that would be fun.
Well, I'll say when I was doing open mics, I loved it because, you know, when you're starting comedy, those are all your friends. So like, you know, I think what I love about it was I was in my early 20s. And so I was like young and whatever. And every open mic was a party. So you do your set and then you just party with your friends.
Yeah.
And so like that's what I remember fondly and miss.
Yeah.
But I'll do open mics when I go back to Chicago. Like I'll do like the
Come to
two
the
big
QED
ones.
Oh, you can't actually have a kid. Come to the QED one where we just get real high. You say weird things.
I'll do your high show or whatever.
I love
come
getting
to that.
high and doing comedy.
I've only done it one time. I've gotten high once and done comedy, and it was very scary. And I don't know, I think I did very well. And then the other time was I did mushrooms, and then I just did mushrooms during the day, and then I did this thing in Chicago called 42 by 42.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where 42 comics do 42 seconds. And I was like, I think I can do that on mushrooms. So I had a mushroom day, and then I went to 42 by 42. And then I told a street joke, and I'll tell that joke to you right now. Two whales walk out of a bar.
Mm-hmm.
One whale turns to the other whale, and he goes, and then the other whale goes, oh, man, you are fucked up. But during 42 by 42, I could not remember past the whale sounds. So I just did whale noises.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think that's it.
I was so scared the joke was going to end there because you really put in on that whale sound.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
really
go
gave it-
for it.
I liked it.
It's my wife's bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never had the courage to do it with mushrooms, but I've
I
done
could
it.
never
yeah.
do a full set.
I do it. I don't do it like I used to, but I used to like exclusively do stand up stoned.
You know, you guys are my two leading candidates for doing mushrooms with.
I really hope so.
I've
I
never
would-
done it. But
I
you're
would
my
do it with both of you guys.
You're
Yeah.
my two leading candidates.
Do you frequently do mushrooms or?
I do drugs in a like.
That's my beer.
It was your beer. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I only drank it because I wanted more beer.
Is yours done?
I ran out.
Max, can you help me out here?
Hey,
That was it. That was
Really?
the only.
No.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They've just been sitting here for months.
There you go.
Oh well, Greg.
He just gave us a 6-year-old Rolling Rock, my producer.
All
That's
right,
my producer.
I'll drink this in your gross latte.
What were you
Hey
saying?
man, I'm here to party. I do drugs in like a I don't do them all the time, but
Yeah.
like when I do them, it's like a planned
Yeah,
thing. So like me and my buddies go to a different national park every year,
that's great.
and then we've got like a little lineup of drugs. we
Right.
do.
Right. That's awesome.
That's how you avoid having a bad time.
Yeah, man.
So I would do it with you guys in the summer. If we plan like a little hike, I think we'd have a
Yeah.
good time.
It's essential to be outside.
Yeah.
100%.
How should I prep?
My whole thing when I do mushrooms, which is like pretty much like once every 3 months, is I make sure I take it somewhat seriously, I guess, in the sense of I'm gonna meditate a little bit in the morning. I'm gonna make sure I leave enough time when I eat, but what I'm gonna eat is gonna be good. I'm gonna give it a good amount of hours, and I'm just gonna make sure I'm in the right mindset. If I'm not in the right mindset, I'm not gonna do it. If I'm in the right mindset, I think that's what leads to a bad trip. Is if you go in like a little nervous or scared about it, don't do it.
Or hungover.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You should just wake up feeling like your best Greg.
Yeah, I
Totally.
kind of want to do it on my birthday,
Yeah, when's your birthday?
June 19th.
I'm in.
You want to do it on my birthday?
Juneteenth?
Juneteenth. The only way to celebrate. The only way.
This feels like another trap.
No,
Yeah, all right. I'll do mushrooms on Juneteenth.
my son's birthday is June 18th.
Whoa.
Yeah, have
Wow,
him
what
for
a
me.
man.
You want to?
He should do mushrooms.
Yeah, I would love to do mushrooms.
Well, he's going to try
with
to
your
eat
son.
mushrooms because he's just getting into solids. So
Mm.
maybe we'll give him a couple on the
Give him a couple grams.
June 18th.
I would love to.
I'll have to talk to my wife though because
Yeah.
she hasn't really had any time away, and I feel being like, hey, I know you haven't.
This is the nightmare of having a family. It's just like running mushrooms by your wife.
But last year I didn't really get a birthday, which is I think it's a fair it's, of course, because my son was born on June 18th.
Yeah.
We both just forgot about my birthday because we had a baby,
Oh, yeah.
and so like
That
no one
sucks.
even said happy birthday.
She owes you a birthday.
She does because she. What the fuck did she do on my birthday? She recover.
Yeah.
Selfish.
No party for Greg.
But I think if I'm like, hey, like maybe I could do something this year. Maybe she'll let me get a day away to do drugs.
I'm going to look up what June 19th even is.
So June, it's my birthday.
I know. It's like in the middle of the week. What's going on here?
Ask Siri. Hey Siri, what day does June 19th fall on
I can
this
just-
year?
it's a Wednesday.
Wow, that was pretty fast.
It's a good day to do
I think
mushrooms.
it's always Wednesday.
I wonder if, my wife, I'll see if my wife can take off work.
Maybe she could take off work and hang out with Tita, my wife.
Oh, that's great.
They could do a day together.
I know.
I
I
think
wish I
that-
could just smash all the wives together and then
Yeah.
go do mushrooms with Greg.
Also, get your wife in the mix. She could help raise the kids as well.
Would love that.
We'll get all the wives
Oh,
we'll force them to hang out, which my wife would hate because
Oh yeah.
Are you going to
horrified
have
of people.
kids?
We'd like to.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's so daunting going from the States. It's just more intimidating.
Yeah.
It's not free.
Oh,
you
okay.
know?
Yeah,
Canada's
yeah, yeah.
free.
What's free?
Having a kid.
What's your wife do?
Oh, the health.
Right now, my wife is because she does like admin stuff, but she had to quit her job because we were living in LA to get over here. She wasn't going to be able to get we were just like I wanted her to want to be here too. You know,
Yeah.
it's easy as a comic to want to be here, but she's just an actual human being. So she's fun employed right now, living the dream.
Unemployed. That's
Fun employed.
That's a good boy.
You know how all these
Trying,
comics
man.
moved to Austin?
Yeah, I've never even been to Austin, but
Me neither. But I'm saying we should pick a city, and the three of us just move there. Maybe we may try to make
Do it.
Delaware the new comedy.
let's go to fucking Delaware.
That's with us three.
I've never been in Delaware, but I think it's probably cool, right? Rivers.
We got a
Oh.
river.
I just know it from that Wayne's World thing.
Yeah, that's,
I'm in Delaware.
the most famous thing about Delaware.
Yeah, truly. It just makes it sound really boring.
Delaware. I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show.
Yeah. What a
Wait, was
movie.
Wedding Crashers in Delaware?
No, that's Washington, isn't it?
Or Rhode Island. Or Long Island.
Maryland.
Maryland.
Because they're like, yeah.
Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does. Yeah. All right.
Dude, Wedding Crashers was so good.
At the time, it hasn't. I'm not saying like I'm personally like.
Here we go.
Yeah, but to go on my woke agenda now,
There.
it hasn't aged very well. It's pretty creepy.
Why?
There's a lot of tits out, just kind of because
Just
you
like
can
a-
tell that
yeah.
the director wanted that.
Oh, totally. Let's get some boobs out there.
So there's the thing. I just read some actor was like, Henry Cavill was like, I don't understand why there's sex scenes. We shouldn't have so many sex scenes. I know why. You want horniness in a movie.
Well, I always thought it was funny that like comedy and tits always sort of intersect, and I was like,
Totally.
because it's supposed to be funny, and now I'm horny. Like American Pie is like, are you just trying to get teenagers hard?
Yeah.
Is that because like that's when I saw that movie, I saw it so I could get hard.
And is that a bad thing?
I
I
mean,
think
it made
that
a lot of money,
Yeah. Add horniness
But-
and everything.
but yeah, I don't want to like when I do comedy, I don't want to get people hard.
Too late, brother.
Yeah. All right, maybe I do.
Cutting diamonds over here.
With your penis?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. I don't like that Henry Cavill being like there shouldn't be any sex scenes because like the whole reason you're in the movie is because you have a great body. So
Yeah.
let's see the goddamn bod.
Let's see that. hog.
Cavill.
It's funny. You have like a similar facial
Stop.
like mustache.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Stat.
Sorry to come in here so
I mean,
What about
hot
me?
on Henry.
he's just a sexy
Hey man, Greg, a great man.
Can we do a compliment?
All right, I'm sorry. You. There's a lot of great things about you.
Everyone do a compliment to me. Max,
You wear flannel very well.
you just said that. That wasn't anything.
You know what?
No, I've thought of you wear flannel shirts. I like flannel, and I've noticed several times that you have a lot of good flannel shirts and you wear them well.
Sometimes my daughter says, "Greg, Calvin,
Really?
hang out, Greg Calvin." Like she wants to go see Greg and Calvin.
I think they're ready because Max,
They're ready?
What's my kid's name? Calvin.
You've got Calvin.
He's in like a big talking. Like I think they've both probably leveled up now.
Yeah.
They can actually chill a little bit now.
She wants. Yeah. She every time we go to the zoo, she thinks that you guys are there because that's where we
Aw,
see you.
that's cute.
We've
Yeah.
been to the zoo 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Times.
And then you went once with my wife.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And was Tita there? Hopefully, I wasn't just me and your wife.
I think.
Had to have been Tita.
I don't know. I hope. I mean, or I don't hope. I hope.
Yeah.
I want my wife to hang out with
Yeah.
everybody she can hang out with.
Yeah.
Whether it be Greg or Tita.
I'm gonna lose weight. Then you're gonna start seeing what's going on here.
What in the
No, man,
hell?
you look great, and this is actually what I'm really into. Yeah,
Max, give me a compliment.
You're a really loyal guy.
Yeah,
Loyalty.
I am loyal because I should have fired him years ago.
loyal.
This guy's reading my Instagram messages.
What?
Max, he's got my Instagram login.
Oh, and he's been reading.
Well, because he puts his stuff up, and then he goes to me the other day. He goes, "Dude, that thing Jerry sent you, hilarious."
Oh
And
man,
I'm like, Max, he
Jerry
goes, "What?"
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I've been talking to Seinfeld.
The sign.
And Max has been talking back.
he answers for me.
Wait, so Max is all your social?
Yeah, I trust him.
Man, that's so great. I hate social media so much.
Isn't it the worst?
It would be awesome to just like hand that off to a Max
Yeah.
and let them take all the poison.
Oh,
Well, he just posts 2 videos a week. He doesn't. I still look at it every day and want to kill myself.
Okay.
It really is. It's unbelievable how awful it is in so many ways.
Yeah, it's this generation's cigarettes for real.
It's unbelievable how poison. That's the perfect word for it. It is fucking poison.
You know what mistake I've made recently is I've started posting on Reddit,
oh gosh.
and then for a little while I was reading the comments, and those people are fucking animals
Yeah,
because they're
They want to hurt
faceless.
yeah.
There's not they have no information there, so they can be as cruel as they want. But also, they're just like people that aren't your like fan or friend. So it's just
Yeah.
like
We
It
also
was
gotta
super
remember-
negative about
Yeah.
whatever.
Let's just do a poll here.
Yeah. Mm.
How many times do you comment on a social media post?
oh, I mean, I'll comment on like your stuff or something. Maybe once a week.
Okay. What about you,
Very infrequently because I try to not look at stuff.
Max? What about you?
I comment on stuff a decent amount, just
You know,
random
but
shit.
Max is exactly what I'm fucking talking about.
Way to be part of the problem, Max.
So the people
Way
who
to
are
be a part of the problem.
commenting when you walk into see, I think that our brains initially think that the people commenting are like us, or at least somewhat like us in some way. Sure, we go, whatever, but you've no idea when you go to a Walmart and you see some woman in those electric scooters. She's got one leg, she's screaming, her hair's falling out, she's got it's just Janice on her necklace. That's who's commenting. All of these fucking
I like this picture that you've painted.
psychos.
Could be someone at an open mic though. That's the thing.
Yes.
That could be a comic.
But you give them just as much
Totally.
validity
Totally.
as you would me. We get the same
Yeah.
vote.
See, that's the kind of image you come up with when you are getting high at the open mics. This like one-legged
Yeah.
Janice laid. Like
Yeah.
you had so many great little details in there, Greg.
Yeah.
Some guy,
You really built a person.
I put a video on Reddit. Sorry, I was just trying to keep. Never mind.
Oh no, we can keep talking about Reddit.
Does the Reddit? Yeah, I would like to hear because I didn't even realize till like a week or so ago that that's something we're doing.
So what's fucked up is like, so I have a special out that I put out on my YouTube channel that I wanted more people to see, and so
What's it called?
It's called That's It,
And it's on YouTube.
and it's on YouTube.
David Drake?
That's It, baby.
And I think it's hilarious.
Thank you so much.
I've watched it 6 times.
Thank you, buddy.
Genuinely, legitimately
Yeah.
funny, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing, and I wanted people to see it. And when I posted to Reddit, I noticed a significant uptick because it's just like new people, whatever, that haven't seen it before. So like, but the price is for all those new people, you're going to have an equal number of people who are going to try and destroy you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you what do you go? Is it just those like our funny things?
Yeah,
or-
our
Yeah, you
funny
got to
stand-up.
find the ones that you can post both a clip and a link. So,
Got it.
and you try to go for the one with the most people already in it.
Yeah.
But they hate you because you're posting stand up to what they consider to be like their clubhouse.
Sure.
So if you go to like R funny,
Yeah.
it's just people posting funny videos. And
Yeah.
yes, stand up is technically funny,
It's a different thing.
but that's not a person falling on a skateboard, which is what they would like to be.
It's pretty
saying.
damn fun.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't even get bothered much. Like, still, if someone says something like really hurtful, of course there's that party for seconds. Like, Jesus Christ. But I don't, the comments and negative comments don't even bother me because there hasn't been many. But when I've had a clip do well, and I feel like such a goddamn loser because I'm like, well, this doesn't really happen all that often. So if there are comments, I'm like engaging with the comments to keep the ball rolling. And I've had some, terrible shit said to me. And honestly, that doesn't even really bother me. But it's just it's just every other aspect of it, the just inevitable comparing yourself and inferiority complex from a dude that's already got a pretty good inferiority complex. It's just so goddamn negative and phony and it's so stupid. It's so stupid.
No, it'll hurt you and it'll break you, and you're an adult married man.
That's the thing. I feel like a 13-year-old.
A child
Yeah.
with this. I'm like, I don't know what you're fucked.
Totally.
No, my kid's not getting social media until they're 18.
I don't want
come
my
on.
daughter to ever see any of that. I don't want her to know.
Right.
I genuinely feel bad, like just with my nieces and nephews. Like my one niece is in junior high now, and thinking about that stuff of like when we were in school, you could surmise who's kind of like the loner, who's the cool kid. But now you have actual numbers you can go to of like this fucking kid's only got 300 followers.
God.
Fucking- that's so sad.
It's a bummer.
What a terrible way to grow up.
I heard some podcast or something where someone was talking about how kids are going the opposite way, and I hope this is true. Just like less pictures makes you cooler because you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And I hope I really hope to God that's the trend
Yeah.
where a kid will post one picture where he's just like,
Totally.
and then he's like, yeah, that's
Yep.
enough.
Hopefully kids just start doing mushrooms when they're like 15 and realize it's all a lie and everybody goes back to living in the woods.
Or
man.
whatever, I hope.
Something like that,
I don't know, man. I'll be dead in a year. I think if I say that enough, that
God willing.
God willing.
Let's hope.
Hey, man, how you guys doing? You guys all right? I think we're gonna land this thing.
All right.
Oh man,
How
I
long
feel
have you been
so
on?
bad that I
Did you hear 10:30?
10:30.
Hey, 45 minutes is still pretty good.
You got me for 35, yeah.
35?
Yeah. And it's a great time.
Did you have a good time? I gotta have you back.
I love seeing
Love
you
to have
guys.
but you can't come back because you don't live here anymore.
Oh no.
You guys
I
can come
can come back. I can
Come back?
I can always come back.
Yeah, I'd love to have you. I want to have you on all
No.
of them.
People think I live in New Jersey and people think I'm dead, but I'm not.
Yeah.
No, but I don't, to come for a podcast. Although this gets more views than most of the shows you're doing.
I would hope so.
Exactly.
So more than 15.
Exactly.
All right.
But people don't think of it that way.
But I would come and do this with you just because I like hanging out.
Me too.
Like for me, that's what it's all about now.
I wanted to talk about these mushroom stories. You both have good mushroom stories. You have a good mushroom story where you told me once.
Oh, man. Yeah. Do you want me to give the full? Because it's pretty heavy.
Are you tired?
No. I mean, I'm always tired. I'm always sleepy. I'm
Well-
not angling to get out of here. I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to be a buzzkill because it's a heavy.
No, that's the thing is I was wondering, because I got this guy here.
Mm.
If it's too heavy to have 3 people, because then this guy's going to be like, you fucking pussy. He's a macho man.
What?
Not us. For
Sounds
I love
it-
heavy stuff. Like
Do you?
I would have no levity if I could.
Yeah.
Like if I thought this podcast was a dead serious podcast, I would prefer that so I can just dive into my
I wish I was good at being.
true thoughts.
That's all I have is just getting heavy immediately.
Yeah, tell me.
No, I
Do.
love
it.
that.
I
Let's
love
hear the heavy
Talk about
story.
grief, man. Well, okay, yeah. So it's definitely not the first time I've done mushrooms, and I've had some pretty powerful experiences with mushrooms.
What if I was on my phone the whole time you did this story?
I'd be very upset. I'd be very hurt.
Just kidding.
And I would think about it the whole way home. I had this one real quick, like it was in the like sometimes if you get in like a real depressive state, you don't even know it till like a few weeks in, you're like, holy shit,
Right.
doing poorly. And I was kind of in one of those. It was during COVID, but we were in Canada and we were able to do a little bit more with restrictions, whatever. And we went up to this cabin and I did like this really intense strain of mushrooms, and I was having this really bad recurring dream, and I couldn't cry. I wanted to cry so badly, but I just couldn't. I did these mushrooms, and I just bawled for the longest time, and I just came like face to face.
Wait,
with
you
this.
couldn't cry before the mushrooms?
Yeah, I really have a hard time crying.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then after that trip, I haven't had that dream once. So it's definitely not my first like intense. And I probably explained that poorly, but I'll try not to be too long-winded with it. But it
Enjoy
is
yourself,
a
man.
thing that's like it's really hard to explain. I was listening to a podcast. This guy was talking about psychedelics, and he's like, "There's no language to express some of the stuff you experience." And when you're in the midst of it, you're like, "Oh my God, I got to tell everybody about this because I think I'm seeing life for what it actually is." And when you come down, you're like, "I have no idea how to convey what that was." But one of my brothers passed last April, and we were very, very close. And the following month, my wife and I went out to Yucca Valley, so pretty much Joshua Tree, and we got an Airbnb. And having been pretty experienced with mushrooms, I was like, I feel like this is just something I have to do. And it was her first time doing mushrooms. But it was really beautiful because I took the mushrooms and she took a little bit too. And it just started with like watching the sun go down and just kind of getting some of those sensations I've got before with mushrooms of just, I don't know, thinking about things a little bit differently or things that I already know just kind of about what I believe to be like important in life. Or again, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, but it was all just kind of like the same old when all of a sudden, like it was honestly, like it would take too long to describe everything, but it's when I had that like almost roll my own eyes saying it, but like that you're in the desert, you take mushrooms and you feel like you're in the presence of God.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely would say I was an atheist prior to this, and I took like 7 grams of mushrooms. So I totally understand. You're in the desert. Your brother just died.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And you're grieving. You're under the influence of a lot of mushrooms. So I get all that. But some shit happened, man, where Kaylee, my wife, can corroborate that. I don't know what it was, but like I just had this meltdown and I was really crying, but I could like feel my brother's presence there. And even Kaylee, who was just like microdosing, she was just like, something was just kind of off. And our dog, who's normally gets like pretty whiny and stuff, he just sat there and like just observed that he was so out of character of how much he just like was still and was just like, you could just kind of feel this like, let it ride out, man, let it ride out. And then I just like looked to Kaylee after a while. I'm not going to explain everything because it would be here for 4 goddamn hours. And the sun was like completely down. It's like pitch black now. And I like looked over to her and I was like, I don't know what it is, but I really feel like he's okay. I think he's in a good spot. And I didn't see it because my back was turned, but I saw this in her face, this flash go by. And she like looked across and she's like, did you see that? And I was like, no, but I saw it on your face. She's like, that wasn't like a shooting star or like a meteor, like this like flash. As soon as I said that, went across the sky. And that was the most intense, but it was just like thing after thing where I really felt like I was in the presence of God and just weird shit was happening where like I've dislocated this shoulder over 20 times. Like I don't have full range of motion. If I try moving it in certain ways, it'll dislocate. And I was like rolling around in the dirt. It had full range of motion. I started like windmilling it, like Pete Townsend playing guitar, didn't injure it, which is like physically impossible for me. I thought at least. And I don't think I'm explaining it well. And I still even kind of get these nerves because it was so different than my perception of everything. It was the opposite of all that. And again, I know I can like break it down and justify of like, here's why you're experiencing all that. But it felt as real as anything I'd ever felt in my life. And so it's tough to dismiss that. And again,
yeah, you don't have to dismiss it.
no, but it's still just like having like a cynical mind wanting to rationalize it. Like, well, here's what you actually experienced. But I was also like, well, if what's happening is just opening and giving me access to like certain chemicals or parts of my brain I don't normally have, why does that make it less real?
Exactly.
Exactly. And then, so it's really hard to explain how many things like that happen. Like I wrote it all down in a journal the next day and it's like 7 pages of just thing after thing after thing. And then, but it was super powerful, and I've thought about it a lot and tried to rationalize and being like, do I believe in something, whatever. And then over the holidays, we went back to Edmonton on Christmas Eve. Actually, during the day, Kaylee and I took some mushrooms and we just walked around, and it was interesting how it was like, oh yeah, like I'm back at this place. So again, I don't think I'm explaining it particularly well, but it literally got to a point where I thought I didn't think I'd like died, but I literally was like, oh, I'm in like heaven. Because I think like the desert and psychedelics, it makes so much sense why it's such like a spiritual thing. Because it looks like the dawn of time when it's pitch black out. You know, it's just Earth. You don't see anything, and it's like this is what you could picture when you hear all this like biblical shit happening. You know, it was the most intense experience I've ever had, and I'm not like a born again Christian or anything like that. But I honestly can't call myself an atheist anymore. It's insane.
But I would argue.
No promises on your birthday.
Don't do
though.
$7,000.
Yeah.
Don't do $7,000.
Well, we're doing it at the Borgata, so it's going to be different.
Okay.
No, but I mean, to the atheist thing of
Mm.
like, man, so for me, it's like, I don't ever push out the idea of something bigger. I just push out the idea of all these books that people are pushing on us.
Yeah.
Aren't, look, we don't have evidence. My thing is that I don't have evidence of these other things, but it's like, man, could there be a thing that made us? I
Yeah.
mean, of course there's a God, but what is a God? Right? God could just be science or time
Right.
or whatever the things that led us to do this thing.
Yeah, it definitely felt very like nature is whatever God is.
Nature is
But there was honestly, because the only way I could think of this, I was like, well, what have I been like taught or told? And I literally, for a bit, I was like, I thought I was a born again Christian. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm kicking it with Jesus right now. I literally thought that for a bit. And I was telling my wife, I'm like, we're going to become like missionaries or something now. And I came down, I was like, all right, maybe not that.
Well, I mean, not to whatever, but I had a moment of like severe, like I was really depressed. I go through these things, and I went into church, and I just felt something,
Sure.
right? But but here's the thing about the church, right? It's like the way it's built, all this.
Yeah.
Stuff, there is a vibe there, and I went, I don't know if this is God or not, but this is nice,
Yeah.
whatever this is, right?
I have a lot of like. So, what part of the Midwest are you from? Are you from Chicago?
My parents, we moved around a lot. I was born in Connecticut. But I did live in Chicago briefly, or outside of it, in a suburb of Chicago during high school.
Okay.
And then I moved to Chicago in 2010, and that's where I started
Okay.
stand up.
I for whatever reason I just assumed you were like from the Midwest, but
Yeah.
my dad's from Iowa, and a lot of my family still is like Catholic people living in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, sort of thing, and very much believe in things that I just don't or whatever, and that's totally fine. But I did just like feel this weird like. It's so impossible to explain because I can say it out loud and it's like, cool, you felt that. But the intensity of the feeling was just indescribable. But I remember just catching myself being like, they're right? Huh?
Right.
Like, and I know what you mean. Like, I've been in churches before and kind of been like, all right, well, I mean, I guess there's something about this that evokes this feeling of me, but it just was never for me. And that was the first time ever really where I was like, holy shit, I don't even know what it is, but it's not wrong. And my theory is that because we're just so flawed as people that whatever, like, let's just say like the initial spark and the origin of whatever has sprouted into all these different religions, I wouldn't dismiss that whatever that spark is real, but we're so inherently fucked up and flawed and greedy as people that we've just bastardized it. And that's what like the organized religion shit is.
I'll say I've never done enough mushrooms to think that my parents are right.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
But that's the thing I also want to throw about religion is that people like, man, this thing's been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
They figured it out, right? So whenever I talk about meditation or any of the things that really help me feel better, my dad always says he does it too, but he does it through the Catholic Church. And so that's the thing that I always
Sure.
throw is it like, oh no, the Catholic Church knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
They've used all of the things that are in modern meditation
Yeah.
have been being done at the church for years
Yeah.
because they know how to do it. So like when it comes to that shit, like I tell my dad all the time, it's like, I would love to be Christian. I would love
totally
to believe in God. I would love the idea of being like, oh man, when I die, my family's there. I get to watch my kids.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I want that.
It's also sick to have a life where you're like, I could go fight a holy war and know I'm right.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm going to go to war
Totally, man.
because I am right.
And I should.
And I
Right.
will.
Goddamn heathens.
I will kill.
Yeah, man.
I want to have you back.
That's a beautiful thing, though.
Yeah, I
and
wish
it's
it was
good.
funnier, but
There's
None of this is this. None of that is this.
but no, I think like part of these drugs in general is helping you cope with death. And
Yeah.
I think like a big part of life, maybe even the point of life, is trying to come to terms with the fact that life is going to be no more.
Right.
And I do think that that's like an important part of drug use
Mm.
is just coming to, you know, that the realization that it is all right,
Yeah.
because it is.
Totally.
You're
Totally.
gonna go do it.
Did you? I mean, because now you know you had your kid. I had my kid too. Nothing has made me face mortality more than my children.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it's a bummer because now I realize that I can never die. Like if I die, I will ruin a little person. But but yeah, I don't know. There's like you know, a lot of whatever awful death things around lately.
Yeah,
So it's like yeah, man.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I will say this though: reincarnation is real because we're all made from the same stuff, right?
Oh yeah, and
it's-
reincarnation's real for sure.
But absolutely is. I mean, you can't. I mean, like I think it's scientifically real.
Well, no, I think it's real that you like you get decomposed
you
back
come
into
back
the
as something
earth,
else.
and then yeah,
So it's
you're-
just
and then you're a
not-
tree, and
The consciousness that moves forward.
yeah, just the Gregness of you is
Right.
only once.
It was when we were tripping out last time. It's so hard to explain, but we were just like sitting in the ravine in Edmonton, and again, when you're going through it, like this makes perfect sense, and you try relaying it, and you're like no idea how to explain this, but it was like specifically thinking about my brother, which obviously causes a lot of anguish and sadness and whatever, but thinking about like his life, and for whatever reason, my wife and I both just felt like we just shifted over a little bit to some other like layer of reality where we didn't fully know, but we're like, I feel like we kind of have access to a grander an understanding of the grander scale, that like Ben existed, is my brother's name, Ben, and in this life, and has in other ones, and that we both kind of at the same time had this feeling that like the tree we were under, maybe that's Ben too. And it was the whole time. And it's so impossible to explain, but
I get it.
it did kind of have this sense of, in a way, maybe what you're saying, definitely not the reincarnation. I don't think like you're just dying, come out another person, and I don't remember any of that shit, let's go. But on some like universal nature scale, when you're tripping balls on mushrooms, there's an assuredness that like you said, it's all okay. And there's just this like eternal loop that you feel like you understand a little bit more. At least that's the experience I have. Not everybody. And it on one part, it's so reassuring, but it's also devastating because, you know, like, and I'm going to have to go back to being me in a few hours and remember all this, but not have access to any of the same anxiety.
But I like coming back to me. That's one of the my favorite parts.
Yeah?
Is like, and I usually ride out the next few months feeling like a more in touch,
It does reset.
better me.
Yeah, that's true.
And think colors are brighter.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to tell a Mike Leibovitz joke just because this reminds me
It's
of
fine.
that.
He'll never do the podcast. So.
Okay, yeah. Keep that guy off. But his dad just died, and he said he realized that it's not his dad isn't feeling sad or grief or anything because he's a dead guy. Mike is the one feeling sad. So
Yeah.
the tragedy is not that his father died. The tragedy is that Mike is still alive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to get all serious, but it's like that's like my whole thing about abortion was that like the only people who are hurt by death are the people who are left behind. So if you are one of abort your child and you're the only one who knows about it, then like you're not hurting anyone. And I would say like I would go as far as to say if no one on earth if you're in a party and no one wants you there, you should leave.
You should kill yourself.
Yeah. So if you are like, I honestly think that every year there's this, when the census goes around, they should go up to every house and be like, do you have your 100 signatures? And they go, I'm sorry, what? Yeah. Every person to keep from being murdered needs 100 people to sign a piece of paper that says you can stay on Earth.
But I feel like this just helps social media's cause.
Yeah, and
know,
also rich people.
If you're good on, if you get good content, you can get that 100 signatures easy.
Yeah.
Minutes.
So you're only keeping influencers alive.
Yeah.
It's a bad plan, Greg. But
I wasn't trying to.
We should see the
I'm not
people
running
who
for anything.
actually carry it out and kill them.
Huh?
We should see the people the social media influencers are actually shallow enough to carry it out after knowing that.
I think if you can get
What if we kill
100
them?
signatures, then we end you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We have.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
It's
a privileged person.
It's 100 signatures of people who want you dead.
Yeah.
It'll only
Then
work
you're done.
1 year.
Yeah, just massacre an influencers.
Because after that year, people are gonna get wise.
I don't want to sign this thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everyone would be forced to keep himself. That would be great.
Oh, that'd be incredible.
All right, you guys were great.
This was a nice little nightcap, though. Or nice little end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my spot isn't for another 2 hours.
Let's go have one more beer, and then I'll catch a train back to Jersey.
Into that.
Wait, I'm driving to Wayne.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe I could probably get you, but it's not till like 2 a.m.
yeah. I'm gonna go home before that.
Yeah, there's nothing. I can't help you.
That's
I
all
was
right.
trying to
It's-
figure out a way to do that.
I require no help.
yeah, I
will-
know, but taking the train to Jersey.
Wayne, New
Wait, what?
Jersey?
Yeah,
That's phenomenal.
you know about Wayne?
No, I just love the name.
Yeah, some guy Wayne.
I'm from Wayne.
My
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 wife
wife
was
used to live at 420 Surf Street.
No way.
Come on.
Yeah,
In Wayne?
you wish Chicago.
Oh. 420 Surf Street.
Hey man,
Let
I wanna
me
thank you guys.
check this train
Henry,
schedule.
you got this special challenge.
Chalant, like nonchalant, but with the
Damn, you got a special out there?
no.
Oh, okay.
It's an album from years ago.
Oh,
Oh, I looked on your website.
Well, it hasn't been updated for years. so-
Wait, but are you this guy too? I was going to ask you this. Is this your musical song? I didn't get to play it, but
Oh,
where's my
I
Spotify?
think I saw it. Yeah,
Bad Boys or something?
Badass Man.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, so like I do some comedy songs, and this was just a bored thing over COVID. Like I taught myself how to just record music on GarageBand, and then I knew this guy at this record label in Vancouver, and I sent him some stuff. Just I'm like, could you help me like clean it up? And then I wrote a song about like it's supposed to be like a Nickelback kind of like AC/DC sounding like real Albertan song, but it's about impotence, and yeah, it's a fun little thing.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to that later. I was going to listen before you got here, but I didn't have enough time.
Oh, it's dumb, but no, I'm actually I'm enjoying doing some more or trying to do some more like musical comedy stuff, or at least recording it. So yeah, I actually completely forgot about that. So thanks for the
Badass
reminder.
man, check it out. And
Yeah, man.
and Chalant.
Chalant.
I know. I was just kidding. I knew it was Chalant. I was
Yeah,
just trying
you
to be
did.
funny.
Yeah, you did.
And then you got like 15 albums.
I got 15 albums. I got 5 albums,
Wow.
but they're all on my website, davidrakecomedy.com.
All very funny.
Thank you, baby. And then,
I know you
yeah,
don't find me attractive.
the what?
I know you don't find me attractive, but
No, I already explained. This is what I like in a man, like
you said it
a
wrong.
real bear. And I got davidrakecomedy.com.
Oh, I fuck Matt. March.
Yes.
No, March. I didn't tell anybody this. Fuck. March 8th,
6th.
March 6th. My special, Nobody Presents Greg Stone, will be premiering on YouTube.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, baby,
gonna
that's exciting.
That's exciting. That is exciting. And
I've
that's
seen
that.
it too, and it's great.
Oh, that's right. I sent it to you.
You did.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it again. I need to have you, dog.
All right, yeah. I'll turn it on. I'll have my daughter watch it.
Yeah, put it in the background. Yeah, should we go? Where's Calvin?
I force her to watch mine every night.
That's good.
Yeah.
I love Billy. Can I say her name?
Yeah, Billy.
Okay, I wasn't sure. All right. Well, I'll see you anyway. Follow him on social media. We'll put the links in the comments.
Yeah, at Henry Sir Comedy for me.
David Drake comedy for me.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. I love to have you both back. Maybe we'll be on time this time.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I was
No,
late
When
too.
did you guys start?
I was late too.
He was I started at 9. He came.
You
at
started
9:30.
at 9?
I started at 9.
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
got here at like 9:40.
Got here 9:40.
This is like a 3-hour pod.
Actually, I may start at 9:30.
We started at 9:30.
Okay. So
that's
I'm
okay.
I'm an hour in.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. That there will be a real treat for the listener.
Oh
Yeah, I think this was a really good episode. I had a really good time. I gotta
was
go. You guys were great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also, join the Patreon, patreon.com/the Greg Stone Zone. I just put up a new, I put up that high set from that high show. So that'll be fun. Well, I wasn't high. I was high when I did the material. So it's me trying to explain the material I wrote when I was high.
Send that to me.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
oh, so
Nice. my.
Let's
let's
Yeah.
fucking go. I've been holding it in for an
Mwah.
hour. All right. God bless. Good night.